Don't listen to men's rights activists if you want to know what they have to say.
Don't listen to men's rights activists if you want to know what they have to say. Don't listen to men's rights activists if you want to know what they have to say.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Breaking Badger News. I'm your host, Brian, and I'm here with Lindsay, and we're doing a news story that is kind of a follow-up to the Asia Argento saga. This is brought to us by the Daily Mail. It is entitled, quote, "Be the person you wish Harvey could have been," end quote. Rose McGowan urges Asia Argento to be honest in explosive statements in which she claims Italian actress had been receiving unsolicited nude pictures from Jimmy Bennett since he was 12.
Rose McGowan released an explosive statement Monday afternoon detailing what she allegedly knew about her friend Asia Argento's sex abuse scandal.
Asia, I can stitch it together.
Asia Argento?
Asia Argento.
Asia Argento.
Also, Asiago Sargento.
The prominent #MeToo movement leader faced backlash last week after she urged the public to be gentle with Argento, who reportedly paid a sum of $380,000 to her former child co-star, Jimmy Bennett. Bennett claims he was sexually assaulted by Argento in California when he was 17 and Argento 37. In the statement, McGowan, who is distancing herself from her fellow feminist friend, claims she had recently learned about Argento's relationship with Bennett from her romantic partner, Rain Dove. That is a gay-ass name.
Well, have you seen Rain Dove? Let me show you. This is Rain Dove. Katie Lang comes to mind. And
Is Rain
Yeah, that's Rain Dove.
Rain Dove a they?
Thanks, Rain Dove.
I received a phone call and series of messages from the being I've been dating.
The being?
Okay.
This isn't supposed to be about Rain Dove.
I thought I read that grammatically incorrectly. So yeah, pronouns, right? The being I've been dating, Rain Dove. They said that they had been texting with Asia and that Asia had revealed that she had indeed slept with Jimmy Bennett.
So Rain Dove is a they. They're literally legit. That's a they. Rain Dove is a they.
I was joking.
No, they weren't, though. They said that they had been texting.
Okay, so their proper pronoun is they.
Yeah, Rain Dove is a they, guys.
So watch out, grammar. Rain also shared that Asia had stated that she'd been receiving unsolicited nudes of Jimmy since he had been 12.
Gross.
Asia mentioned in these texts that she didn't take any action on those images. McGowan, Dove, and Argento had spent time together in Berlin last month after the tragic suicide of Argento's boyfriend and celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain. McGowan said about the alleged explicit images from the child, "No reporting to authorities, to the parents, or blocking of Jimmy's social media. Not even a simple message. Don't send me these images. They are inappropriate."
I think that's great that she acknowledges that. That was the thing that you and I were talking about. Like you were saying to me, well, if she was receiving unsolicited photographs, which is basically the extent to which we knew about it, would that be our Asia's fault or Asia's fault? And
right.
I guess in that she didn't say anything to anyone. She didn't even ask the kid to stop sending them. That's not a good sign. That's bad. She didn't go to police. She didn't go to the kid's parents. She didn't even ask the kid not to send her these photos. Naked photos of a 12-year-old. No good.
Yeah, and then when it turns out that there's this picture of her with him when he's 17, it's like...
It was like waiting around to fuck him. I mean, at least to the point where she was willing to talk about it. Because, the leaked photos of her having sex with him, he was already still underage. But it was almost like she was just waiting until the right time, maybe. Is that assuming too much? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're around somebody, like do you remember the show Heroes? You ever seen it? Ever heard of it? Well, there's a girl on there. There was a girl on the show Heroes. And the actress's name is Hayden Panettiere. And Hayden Panettiere plays a cheerleader on the show. And when she was on the show, when it started, I think, she was like 17 years old or 16. And when she turned 18, the actress turned 18, she announced right after that she was dating one of the actors on the show, this guy who was like 40 or something, right? And everybody was like, oh my God, that's so great. You know, and they didn't think it was weird, but I thought it was really weird, like that you would turn 18 and then announce that you're dating somebody who's 40 or whatever. It doesn't matter, like way older.
Yeah.
It tells you that there was stuff going on before the announcement. Like, nobody immediately just becomes interested in somebody when they become of age. Right. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So when you think about this kid had a thing for Asia Argento. You have to ask yourself where that spark started. I know that we don't have all the info on that yet. Where he was interested sexually in this woman when he was 12 and she was like 32, I think. It was like a 20-year difference between them. And then he turned 17 and that's when she admits that she fucks him in like some text or something. But like, how do you get, there's stuff, there's blanks here, right? So it looks bad. I think the whole not saying anything when you're getting a bunch of explicit images it's a bad look. It's a bad look. And I got to give Rose McGowan credit for acknowledging that it's a bad look despite how crazy as fuck Rose McGowan is. I was going to go ahead and do this. This is Rose McGowan's explosive statement. This is the statement she actually makes about this whole thing. It's kind of long-winded, but I figure for full context, let's go ahead and go through the whole thing. I would first of all like to start off this statement saying thank you for your patience. A lot of people have been demanding answers and a response to the recent events surrounding Asia Argento's sexual assault case. Many people believe that because we have been close in each other's lives over the past year, that perhaps I am affiliated with this incident or being complicit. I am not. I first met Asia on a red carpet, but it's only been the past year through our shared experience of the HW case that we have bonded. Asia was a person who understood my trauma in a way that many others did not. We were able to talk through them together and champion each other's voices. We even got matching dot tattoos.
What?
What? Okay. They're friends, guys. This is what she's saying.
What is a matching dot tattoo?
I don't know.
And why don't we have one yet, Brian?
I don't know. I think we're doing this all wrong. This is why it's not going to work. Something I had posted on my Instagram just about a month ago. It's no secret to anyone that I'm a blunt, candid, brazen individual vocally, and I think that's what I really related to Asia the most with. They were edgy, confrontational, and strong-willed, with very little care about how much others liked or disliked them. Rare things to find in women in this industry or the world. Okay, great. You're rare women. That's really nice.
Edgy, confrontational, and strong-willed. And yet, you were in the casting couch of Weinstein, and you didn't report it to the police. You didn't fight back. Weinstein didn't get shot by you.
It's all about how strong wills work, babe. It's like strong-willed now that she's found the strength in her sisters. But when she was at the whim of Harvey Weinstein, he was like a hungry beast that was going to eat her or something like that. Disgusting. She was powerless before the multi-billion-dollar Jewish producer.
I was going to call him Henry Weinstein, and I'm like, that's not right.
Who's Henry Weinstein?
I don't know.
Okay. It's Harvey.
This is how great I am at gossiping. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Henry Weinstein did?
Oh, my God. Okay. But then everything changed. In an instant, I received a phone call and series of messages from the being I've been dating, Rain Dove, the being. When I hear that, I think it's like an alien. Right? That she started dating an alien or some kind of like cosmic, like, living entity.
Some kind of species we haven't yet identified.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird when I wouldn't call you a being. I hope you know that. I don't see you that way. The being I've been dating, Rain Dove, they said that they had been texting with Asia and that Asia had revealed that she had indeed slept with Jimmy Bennett. Rain also shared that Asia had stated that she'd been receiving unsolicited nudes of Jimmy since he had been 12. Asia mentioned in those texts that she didn't take any action on those images. No reporting to authorities, to the parents, or blocking of Jimmy's social media. Not even a simple message, quote, "Don't send me these images, they are inappropriate," end quote. There were a few other details revealed as well that I am not at liberty to mention in this statement as investigators do their job. Rain Dove said that they were going to go to the police with those texts once we were done speaking, no matter what, but that they wanted me to be aware of them so that I may be able to take further actions. I responded with, "You have to. You must." I wasted no time. It wasn't hard to say or support. What was hard was the shell shock of the realization that everything the MeToo movement stood for was about to be in jeopardy. An hour after our conversation was finished, Rain Dove confirmed that they had turned over the texts and were in conversation with officers. Almost 48 hours later, the texts were in the press. It's funny that the main thing that she seems concerned with is that Me Too was in jeopardy. Isn't that weird? Like, it couldn't have just been about the boy. It couldn't have just been about what Asia Argento is guilty of. It's got to be about Me Too.
It sounds like feminism in general, right? Like the
Yeah.
label of feminist is more important than any women or anything.
Yeah, it's like that was her. I had to save Me Too. We need to keep getting men fired from jobs and thrown in jail without due process. That's the most important thing. We need to continue the witch hunt. And this is endangering the witch hunt. It's breaking the conditioning. I had introduced to Rain Dove to Asia Argento last month, 3 days after the passing of Anthony Bourdain. I was with Asia to comfort and support her. Rain Dove came to support us both. It was an emotionally chaotic time, and Rain Dove suggested we go to Berlin for a couple of days to take the mourning out of Asia's home and into a neutral space. So we did. While in Berlin, Asia had mentioned that she was being extorted for a large sum of money every month by someone who was blackmailing them with a provocative image. No one in the room knew who the extortionist was. Now we know it to be a reference to this case. I don't think I need to read the whole thing. It gets a little dramatic.
This is really long.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump ahead to the end here. Well, let's see this part. To the people who have checked in with me to see if I'm all right, the answer is thank you and yes, I'll be fine. It's sad to lose a friend connection, but what's even more sad is what happened to Jimmy Bennett. Whether or not the extortion case is true, it wasn't fair and it wasn't right. It is the type of thing I fight against alongside so many. The reason I haven't released a statement is because I've frankly been extremely humbled by this event. I had to take a step back and realize that in my own activism, while I fight hard with passion, I need to evolve. In the past, I have been occasionally angry. As a victim, I was justified in fiery feelings. But I know that those accused are the friends, parents, and family members of other people. There absolutely should be no leeway or tolerance for sexual assault. Hard stop, none. Victims also shouldn't be told how they should react or what they should say about their abusers. However, as allies to the victim and voyeurs of an event, we should find a better way to balance support of the victim with due process for the accused.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, all it took was for one of your friends to get accused, and all of a sudden, you're like all about due process and making change. It's almost like anything else, as soon as women start suffering, then they say, oh, you know what, maybe the draft itself should be taken out now that we're drafting women. Maybe we don't need the draft. Maybe we should get rid of that. That's all you got to do, guys. If you want to change something, include women in terms of like responsibility and accountability, and watch it change. I've never claimed to be perfect. This week especially has made me come to terms with the fact that we all have a lot of growing to do, including myself. At this current moment, it may be easy to focus on the drama of the situation, the conspiracy, but the real focus should be on supporting justice, supporting honesty, and supporting each other. We cannot let this moment break the momentum of a movement that has freed so many people. We must use it to allow us to become stronger, more compassionate, more aware, and more organized. Asia, you were my friend. I loved you. You've spent and risked a lot to stand with the Me Too movement. I really hope you find your way through this process to rehabilitation and betterment. Anyone can be better. I hope you can be too. Can Harvey Weinstein be better? Can Kevin Spacey be better? Do they get the same path to redemption? Do they get the redemption arc that you're essentially opening up for Asia Argento? Is that possible? Or is it not because they're men?
I've been wondering about that redemption arc with a lot of things. Like, most people don't get it.
They don't get the redemption arc?
They don't get to be redeemed.
No.
You can apologize. You can take it back. You can, I don't know.
Like Roseanne Barr?
I thought the bitch was white! Damn it!
Yeah. And you're still axed.
Well, Louis C.K. is back.
Is he?
Yeah, he's back. That's what I heard.
So has he been redeemed, though?
I don't know about that. He'll probably have to, it's going to be like Pee Wee Herman. Like, he'll have to be on the DL and hope that people don't bring it up, maybe. I don't know.
Or he could be the first one to bring it up and make jokes about it.
Well, that's likely what he'll do. He's really good at self-deprecating humor, which he'll probably do until he puts a bullet in his brain. And I don't mean that I want him to do that. I just see that he might do that one day.
I mean, literally the night before at 3 a.m. I decided to quit and empty my brains into the tub. Which, by the way, is how to do that. If you're going to do that, get in a tub. Don't be a dick. Because
That's just what I think. Anyone can be better. I hope you can be too. Do the right thing. Be honest. Be fair. Let justice stay its course. Be the person you wish Harvey could have been. That is a bit of a condensed version of Rose McGowan's message about this. It looks like she wants to suddenly approach this with nuance, which I guess if you wanted to try to bring nuance to the Me Too movement, you almost have to have a woman who they like be accused and have the evidence look really bad. And I mean, we're not just talking about, like the stuff that Harvey Weinstein is accused of, which is essentially just like asking women to do sexual favors for him in order to get into film or become famous, or even like what guys like Morgan Freeman. So like the time that Morgan Freeman was, he was accused of saying inappropriate things to women, and they made a big deal out of it, right? This is like way different. This is a woman getting naked pictures of a 12-year-old boy and not saying anything to anyone. And then later saying, well, I didn't like them. I didn't want the pictures, but I didn't do anything about it. Like that's bad. That's really bad. That's the story. It looks like the Asia Argento thing has really, really caused some ripples in the Me Too movement. I think that I don't know if it's going to change anything that much because the Me Too movement has essentially grown its own legs and just gone wild all over Twitter anyway, at least until the populace at large gets bored with it. Let us know what your thoughts are on the ever-expanding story of Asia Argento and Tony Bennett. Is it Tony Bennett? Tony Bennett's the singers.
This is nuts. This is nuts. I know your legal name is Maury Jankel, but tell everybody your stage name.
My stage name is Phony Bennett.
Now, I understand you work the Vegas Strip.
I do a little show called I Left My Passport in San Francisco.
It's Jimmy Bennett. Is it Jimmy Bennett?
Isn't it? Yeah,
Jimmy Bennett, yeah. Tony Bennett's the singer. Sorry. Although that would have been a lot funnier.
Tony Bennett and Henry Weinstein.
Yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on this story. And yeah, just leave a comment, give it a like, and please support us over at Honey Badger Radio. Your help is greatly appreciated. And we'll talk to you guys very soon.
Anyway.
This is him. This is the guy.
Who?
That's the guy that she was fucking. This guy.
Whoa.
So that was him at 17. This was him as a kid.
Yeah.
That was him at 17. This is him now, all fucked up. And
he's kind of fucked up.
yeah, that'll do it, right? This is like what Hollywood does.